Hello and welcome to the Mint Report, our wrap-up of the day's business news. Here are the top stories. Government-run companies kept out of shareholding norms. Car sales hit record levels in July. And markets shoot up with the Sensex hitting a 30-month high. After poor response to recent stake sales, the government has decided new shareholding norms shouldn't apply to PSUs. It has exempted government-run firms from the rule that says at least 25% of all public companies should be publicly listed. Under rules put in place in June, companies that had floated less than 25% of their stake had to ramp up public holding by at least 5% every year. And while the government has not provided any reasons for the exemption, recent stake sales of NTPC and NMDC haven't fared well, failing to attract foreign investors. Both those stake sales were eventually rescued by government-run financial companies. And in other developments, newly compiled figures from auto industry body SIAM show car sales hit record levels in July. Sales accelerated 38% to nearly 160,000 vehicles. But that's not expected to last. Analysts point out that India's two biggest car makers, Maruti and Hyundai, cannot ramp up production to meet higher demand. The other problem is components. Over the last few months, vendors haven't been able to supply them in adequate numbers, forcing both Maruti and Mahindra to cut down on production. Meanwhile, Adani Power is planning to borrow overseas to build power plants here in India. The company says it will take loans worth $1.5 billion over the next 2 years to fund those projects. It has already agreed to an agreement to receive commercial loans from abroad worth $200 million by September. And in corporate results, financial company Reliance Capital has reported a decline. Net profit fell 49% to 78 crores in the first quarter. In a statement, the firm indicated it would change its strategy to focus on profitability rather than growth. Its shares plummeted 1.7% on the BSE to finish at 768 rupees and 45 paise. And Britannia's quarterly numbers have turned sour. The biscuit maker's net profit fell 31% to 33 crores, even as net sales went up by 25%. The company says it's been hit by inflation in key food items like flour and sugar. And finally, markets rose on Monday, with the Sensex reaching its highest in 2.5 years. The index rose 144 points to 18,287, and the Nifty went up 47, finishing 5,486. And that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching.